There's another inductee coming up here that's got the Gordon Smith mark on him. He started out as one of Gordon Smith's retail shop dealers. And then after years of that, went out on his own. And 45 years later, still in business. I'd like to have his presenter, Phil Tribal, come up, say a few words about Witt Rowlett.
Okay, I got 4 things tonight. First of all, Hank Warner is a legend. No. Let's give Hank Warner, who I met, I don't know, when I was 14 years old. This guy is a San Diego legend. Let's give it to him for putting this on. Who does this? Who in the hell would do this? You gotta sit through these speeches. You're like, oh my God. Okay. And then, second, Chris O'Rourke.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame, but I remember this guy. That guy shredded, and he actually brought pro surfing to San Diego because at that time it wasn't cool to be a pro surfer. I don't know if anybody knows that, but there was a time when it wasn't cool to be a pro surfer. And so Chris O'Rourke brought it. He passed away, and it's unfortunate. Third, Gordon Smith. San Diego legends. They put this place on the map. They're incredible. They gave every young surfer a chance. They gave me a chance. They gave everybody a chance. They gave Witt a chance. They helped him in his surf shop. It was incredible, the things that they did. But we're here to show the grassroots of surfing, which is a surf shop. Surf shops are what fuels the surf industry. Without the surf shop, you can't make a surfboard, because these guys are the people that touch and put out your surfboards, put out your wetsuits, put out your stupid clothes that, you could buy at Walmart for half the price, but you gotta have this here, and they sell it. So the surf industry needs to kiss these guys' ass a lot more than they do. And it's like, so anyway, one of the most hardcore surf shops you're gonna get is Witt's Carlsbad Pipelines. Yeah! Right? I mean, this guy is a legend. I mean, you know what it is to sit in a surf shop for 8, 10, 12 hours a day and go, yeah, dude, you rip. That's tough. That's a tough deal, right? But this guy does it, and he does it with a smile. And you know what he says? Go get in the water. Go get in the water. I love that. That is the best thing that you can do. Whatever you're doing, go do it. This guy is the Stoke of surfing. He brings it to the table every day for 41 years. It's incredible what this guy has done. So anyway, I'm going to give you right now Witt Rowlett of Carlsbad Pipelines. He's the best. Come into his shop, buy a t-shirt. He doesn't really care. You know what? If you do, he'll make his money. He's good. But he loves you. All right.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, Witt.
Best friend, my best man. Great intro. He's Comedy Central, so. Yeah, I want to thank the San Diego Surfing Hall of Fame for having me here today. I didn't expect to be here at any point in time. You just go out and you do your thing and try to make people feel good and treat people right, like you want to be treated. And that's kind of always been my mantra in life, is just treat people like you want to be treated. And so it's good. Got to stop the ums. And very thankful that I feel very just blessed to be here. And blessed is like the core word I have. And I think that everybody here should be, that word is blessed for being surfers and being part of this community and this clan. And, whatever you want to call it, because everything that I've done throughout my surfing life has made me be so thankful. The people I've met and have had friends for over the years, it's just a phenomenal, and I know every one of you should feel the same way. And it all comes back to surfing, and it just you can't put it into words in my eyes. I want to thank my wife, Dresden, who's been the light of my life for 22 years. And by the way, Landy's in the back there waiting to talk to you. My daughter Kaya, who drove down here from Monterey just to come here and see this. All my friends and family, I've got ex-employee that hasn't worked for me for 20 years, Steve, that's here. It's just such a great thing. I've had such a string of luck that is unprecedented for me, because I started Carlsbad Pipelines, was my dad's plumbing business. We did underground plumbing, and I grew up digging ditches. And I was just a little tiny kid and put down in the ditch. And he ended up moving on to something else and kind of didn't do Carlsbad Pipelines anymore. And I was just surfing, and I got decent at surfing, and Phil was already surfing for Gordon and Smith. And he said, he talked to Mike Gallagher, who used to always give me titty twisters, and for any of you who know him. And he said, yeah, I'll take you on the team. And then I went down to the factory, and God, the GNS factory was like, heaven. I walked in there, and Paul Borderi, for those of you who know him, just said, yeah, come meet this. And he walked me around the factory, and there was Skip Fry over. He had his little shaping bay over the corner. And I met Mike Richardson, R.I.P., and Terry Goldsmith, and Robin Pradanovich, and my good friend here, Hank Warner. And these guys, they knew what was going on, and everybody was so accommodating and so friendly that I just felt at home. And I stayed with them and rode their boards. And then next thing I messed up my knee, and I couldn't surf, competitively for a bit. And Larry and Gail said, hey, we got a shop up here in Oceanside. You want to come work there? And I'm in a big leg cast. I'm like, yeah, okay, put me on a stool. And boom, I'm retail. And there it goes, and I found my niche, and I worked there for 5 years, and Larry and Gail were the best bosses ever. And I learned so much from them and the experience. And credit Debbie, this is just, your parents are just phenomenal, and I think so much and thankful for everything that they've ever given me. But then going down to the factory and seeing, Bob and Kurt Boschee and TC and Knuckles and Wade and all those guys, and they were just, yeah, come on, have a beer, we're done. Well, let's go and have a beer. I was like, fuck. I mean, it's like, you all know it. This is just, what a great group of personalities and people that we get to interact with and we get to meet. So anyway, I ended up getting a great location. I did a logo with Richard Boyden, and ended up opening my own shop in Carlsbad, and made sure I went to Barbie Barron and said, hey, Barbie, who owned Offshore Surf Shop, said, I want to open up a shop here. And she was like, okay, Witt, you just go for it. You skate and surf. That's not what I do. Just go for it. And I did. And well, here we are, 41 years later. And, my roots are all San Diego, even though we're North County, but I'm just so blessed once again. And my employees, I've just once again just so thankful, and everybody who's carried me this journey. I've been so lucky to travel around the world and meet so many people, and so much of it is always surf related. And I can't say enough how much this means to me, that I've got friends around the world. I've got friends everywhere here that just make it, all my fellow inductees were all through the surf industry. These guys here tonight, they were all friends of mine. I've got, Taylor Knox, Rob Machado. I remember bringing them down to Baja on a random surf trip and meeting these guys. I mean, they're just kids, and saying, yeah, we're going to go down here. I have no clue where we're going, but we're going to do it. And we had a great trip, and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's a journey. Very, very thankful for the journey. Thankful for Hank and everything that he's done here. And thank you, everybody.
Well, Witt Rowlett, you are now inducted into the San Diego Surfing Hall of Fame. All right.